Good evening, Dr. Siti, Soraya, and all my friends here. Our presentation topic is impact on the tertiary education sector in Malaysia under COVID-19 outbreak. My name is Yu Tek Min, and I start with introduction and financial impact, and other members here will do their own subtopic briefing. Okay, start with introduction. The COVID-19 outbreak has impacted all businesses and industries, including our higher education sector. Learning have to be moved online. Ongoing lab research, hold and enrollment of new students has delayed. Almost all student exchange program and academic conferences have cancelled. There are four financial impacts here. First one, in April 2020, a research done by a professor from University Tun Razak showed that 55% of Malaysia's private higher education institutions were making trading losses, and around 44% were financially insolvent as they rely on receiving student fees to survive. The only way that the majority of private university and colleges had been able to continue operating was through new funds injection by shareholders. Number two, besides the fear of the pandemics, the economic recession has caused many parents having financial difficulties and may not be able to afford tuition fee for their children. Number three, enrollment of foreign students may also decrease because of government control over the inflow of foreigners to avoid imported COVID-19 cases. Lastly, non-essential programs like conferences, seminars, or invitation of foreign speakers are likely to be cancelled. Academic staff may also face greater difficulties in applying for internal grants for research or conferences. Likewise, plans to upgrade facilities may have to be postponed. That's all from me, and Nisa will continue her presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Hi, Assalamualaikum. I am Karinisa, here to discuss the effect of COVID-19 on teaching and learning. One of the effects of COVID-19 is many university and private college were forced to make switching move to online teaching, where this comes with some challenges. First, we cannot assume all students enjoy unlimited access. Second, coverage and internet speed also vary depending on budget and location. This effect on students run high risk of being left behind if classes are entirely conducted online. Third, as a assessment heartless moving classes online will also post assessment heartless, although a lot assignment can be completed at home. Tests usually done in room or hall for their exam be impossible together as long as the risk of COVID. The alternative is to conduct online exam. However, the risk of cheating is high when they cannot be monitored in person. That's all for me. Thank you. I pass for my friend Tika.
Thank you, Nisa. Hi,
Okay.
Assalamualaikum and good evening. My name is Atika Izzati binti Ali. Okay, the other impact of COVID-19 is administrative challenge. Administrators in the tertiary education sector will also face difficulty in reorganizing the schedule of their respective school. It is inevitable that schedule, semester, enrollment of new students and hiring of new staff will all be affected because of the MCO. In general, most university and college have well-planned yearly schedule with stipulated months dedicated to semester breaks. This well-planned schedule are critical to operations running smoothly throughout the semester. Most importantly, it ensures that students complete the course that they sign up for. Semester break are also an important part of the education schedule and allow for students to attend student exchange program or internships. Academic staff also need them in order to catch up on their research and writing. However, with the MCO, this schedule have certainly been disrupted, and university administrators face challenge in rescheduling. Not only do they have to minimize disruption in working on the new schedule, they also have to ensure that conditions at their campus are arranged to stop COVID-19 transmissions. That's all from me.
Okay, good evening to everyone. My name is Rajkumar, son of Kasi. Today, I would like to share about COVID-19 impact on employees. On the other hand, employees in the tertiary education sector will also be affected by COVID-19. Academic staff will have to learn to be comfortable with teaching online and to navigate the technical challenges of online classrooms, while non-academic staff will have to and ways to minimize disruptions. Untenured professors, contractual staff, and international staff will face greater employment uncertainty. Contractual staff, such as sessional lecturers and part-time researchers, already face employment uncertainty as a matter of course, even before COVID-19. Unlike permanent staff, many part-time or contractual staff do not enjoy social security or any other benefits such as insurance coverage or employment provident funds. In fact, they are also depend on whether the courses they teach are being offered in that particular semester. Other times, the continuance of their contract is depend on the favor of their direct superiors. However, when universities or colleges have to save costs, it is highly likely that contractual staff are the first to go. Besides, one should not underestimate the mental stress that the staff have to face. Academic staff not only learn online teaching, perhaps even tweaking their lessons, managing students, questions, and compliance, as well as marking papers. They also have to be more responsive to the students' queries. This will mean a more proactive approach in responding to students' emails on top of learning how to do online teaching. For those in the applied science in particular, it will be even harder for the academic staff to teach since they cannot use the tools in the laboratories. Meanwhile, non-academic staff will have to manage the schedules, compliance, and incessant queries from students and staff. All in all, the disruption will increase the mental stress and raise the possibility of burnout among tertiary education employees. That's all. Thanks.
Hi, good day, everyone. Thank you, Raj. I'm Udaya Surya, working as freelance human resource administrator and mother of 4 schooling children. It means I'm more exposed to our chosen topic, which sounds COVID-19 impacts towards education, especially towards students. This crisis is creating more impact for many of the most vulnerable children, youth, and adults, those living in poor and rural areas. Students from less privileged backgrounds in particular will suffer even more. Their challenges include the lack of resources such as computer to work, photocopy machine, internet access, and a quiet space to study. But when students have to move back to study from home, they no longer enjoy these facilities. When at home, some students may also be distracted by family responsibilities. Based on the information which I gather from my children's experiences are, at first place, they are missing their teachers and friends. As a student, they are missing their interaction with teachers while teaching, especially asking questions in classroom if there are any doubts while the teacher is conducting the class. In an online setting, it is harder for students to ask questions in a non-invasive way. Classroom or lecture hall is more conducive for debates and discussions. On the other hand, this pandemic imposed additional mental stress and financial concern for students, as many can no longer attend the traditional lectures or utilize the facilities in their schools. They may be tempted, at least those who can afford to do so, purchase laptops and subscribe to a better internet package, minimize disruption. In my opinion, less privileged students will suffer more if online teaching lasts for a longer period. There are more possibilities for students drop out from higher education if it lasts longer. However, learning losses also threaten to extend beyond this generation and erase decades of progress. So, hopefully, this pandemic over soon, and let's pray together for it. Thank you, everyone. It's yours now, Wani.
Hi everyone, my name is Nur Lizawani binti Muhammad Izaham. I am from Sungai Petani Kedah. From all of your opinion, we can say that COVID-19 give big impacts toward all sectors, especially towards education. But what we can do to prevent it from spread? As recommendation, online teaching has to be continued as long as the risk of COVID-19 exists. However, some degree of flexibility should be allowed. For instance, universities and colleges can allow staff to go to campus on staggered schedule to record their lecturer and to settle their administrative work. Certainly, clear SOPs, such as temperature checking, social distancing should be followed. Students should also be allowed to meet their lecturer on appointment basis. Meeting can be conducted in an open space instead of a confined office and where physical distancing is maintained. At the administration level, sanitation and disinfection will need to be conducted regularly. At the college or university level, educator will need additional training in the use of online teaching tools and recording tools. Post-MCO scenario, each school or faculty will also have to establish crisis response team consisting of faculty members, student representative, and senior administrator. Perhaps we can make a conclusion here. The COVID-19 has certainly impacted the tertiary education industry. Tertiary education institutions in Malaysia face financial losses, disruption in schedule, and ongoing classes, while staff and students face additional stress. In the medium term, rising unemployment among contractual staff is to be expected as tertiary education institutions find ways to cut costs. COVID-19 has also widened the disparity between the privileged and less privileged students. More than ever, the Higher Education Ministry needs to consult all public and private tertiary education institutions in Malaysia to navigate the post-COVID-19 world. Universities. That's all presentation from our group. Thank you.